Good morning, this is Keith All, and today's tutorial will be on how you can add a blur to someone's face within Photoshop. So right now I just have an image open, and your first step to blur the face of this particular person in this image is you want to come over here to your tools bar, and you want to select the elliptical marquee tool, which is going to be directly under your move tool. So if that is not shown, all you have to do is just right click. You have a bunch of different options and select a elliptical marquee tool. Now what you want to do is you want to make the selection by left clicking your mouse and dragging it down around to make your selection. So what you want to do is you want to do it at a point where it's slightly larger than the face, and you just come on down like that. And then if it's not perfect, you just move your mouse within your selection, left click and hold it down, and then just move your selection over the area that you want. And then once you do that, you want to come up to on the menu. You want to select the word select, and then you want to modify, and then you want to come over here to feather. Now what feathering does is it's gonna make, instead of making a sharp cut around your selection, it's gonna feather the number of pixels that you select over here. So in other words, it makes a cleaner selection, and it blends better into your background image if that's what you're going to keep. So you'll see how that works in a second, but basically you will have to play around with the number of pixels, but 20 seems to work the best. So I'm going to click OK. Now once you do the feathering part, now you want to blur this area. So then you come up to the menu and select filter, and then you want to select blur, and then again you'll have to play around with all these different selections here, but today I'm going to show you the Gaussian blur. And then as you can see how it blurs out the face. Now you can use the slider to make your adjustments. So as you move the slider to the left, or if and basically you make the pixels a smaller amount, the clearer the image is. If you move it over to the right and make the number of pixels larger, then it's going to be much more blur. So that's you will have to play around with the effect that you want. So I'm going to select, right around 50 pixels and click OK. So that's one way you could blur a face. Another way is go up, keep in your selection, go up to select filter from the menu, and you want to do Pixelate. And then from Pixelate, again, you'll have to play around with these options here. But today I'm going to select Mosaic. And as you can see over here, what it does, it makes pixels around your selection. And when you move it to the left, the slider over here, the more pixels that you'll have. If you move it over to the right, the larger the pixels will become. So that's how you could actually add a blur to someone's face within a photograph. If you click OK, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little extra to this tutorial. So let's back out of our options that we did. I'm going to Control Alt Z to go back to the original. Now let's say you want to make a selection. Let's say in this example you want to select the person's face, but you want to remove the background to it, and you still want to feather the selection that you want to keep, meaning that you want to once you make the selection, you're going to have a blurring effect around that selection. So what you could do in this case, again, let's go over to the elliptical marquee tool, select that, make your selection large enough of what you want to keep. Again, if it's not perfect, move your mouse inside the selection, left click and drag the selection to the point where you are comfortable with that particular selection. Let's go up to the menu and hit select, modify, and then feather again. Again, you'll have to play around with how much feathering you want to keep around the selection. Let's keep it at 20. Select OK. Now, your next step is you want to be able to remove the background. You want to keep this selection, but you want to remove the background. So you come up here to select, and you want to select inverse from the menu. And what it does, it selects the background basically and keeps your selection here. Now at this point, to remove the background, all you have to do is hit your backspace key. I'm on a Windows PC. Hit your backspace key, and now what you have a lot of options here, and I'm just going to keep it around the foreground color. So when I select OK, my foreground color currently is white. So it's going to keep this selection, but it's going to make this background my foreground color, which is white. So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to deselect my selections by either going up to select and hitting deselect from the menu, or the shortcut key is Control D. So that's another way that you could add an effect to the pictures that you want. You may, in this particular situation, you wanted to cut this person's face out, and you want to maybe put that on your website and put a bio next to it. That's one way that you could use this option. So hopefully today's tutorial was very helpful for you today to understand how you could use blurring and pixelate, and also using the inverse selection to make certain effects that you want within your images. Again, this is Keith All. Subscribe to my channel and click on those bell notifications so whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified when that happens. Please like and share and comment if necessary. And I thank you very much for stopping by my channel today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye now.